James Melendez. We have 2 wines from Pedroncelli. Stay tuned for this review. So the first one we're going to talk about is this Cabernet Sauvignon from 3 Vineyards, Cabernet Sauvignon, and this ABV is about 14.5%. And I think of Cabernet Sauvignon, it's not something that you're going to taste a lot of from Dry Creek Valley. There's a substantial portion of it actually grown in Dry Creek Valley, but ultimately a lot of what comes out in the marketplace, say in further afield where I might be traveling in Dallas or New York, is often the Zinfandel. And it's not a value judgment, it's just what ends up. A lot of people expect Zinfandel and that's what they get in their marketplace. But think about this producer. It's a great producer to visit, by the way. I'll put more information down below. But ultimately what I'm going to say to you is to think about this in terms of what you get from your characterization of Cabernet Sauvignon. If you've tried an Alexander Valley Cabernet Sauvignon, definitely try a Dry Creek Valley and see. I often, I know what I really enjoy in terms of off the tape and when I'm just enjoying for dinner, but ultimately, and it's also dependent on mood. So I may have a different mood. I really want wine from a region X, Y, or Z. And sometimes it's just really tasting through. I encourage you to do that because I can pontificate, if you will, and talk about wine to be tasting, but ultimately it comes down to what you enjoy and what is in your flavor profile. So here we go first. The point score is 91 points out of 100 points. Now begins scent and flavor profile. So very beautiful notes of cherry, orchard, underbrush, a bit of leather notes, dried wood, and violets. Next, the flavor profile. On the flavor profile, getting notes of cherry, cassis, bay leaf, tarragon, and pepper. So for me, I enjoy the herbaceous quality of any Cabernet. It's just so sublime. On this cherry notes, cassis, a bit of bay leaf, which I totally am loving, as well as tarragon and a bit of pepper notes. So again, 91 points out of 100 points. And next, the Mother Clone Zinfandel. So this is Mother Clone Zinfandel. And so again, this is 2015 vintage Mother Clone. Now this is a 14.9% ABV wine. On this Zinfandel here, 91 points out of 100 points. And the scent profile to me gives a prototypical note of Zinfandel. Prototypical for me, I like to use prototypical instead of the word typicity. Typicity to me really relegates, so it doesn't mean it necessarily that there's this ideal flavor characterization. I like to use prototypical because sometimes I really want to get away from region and want to talk about just flavor characterization that tends to occur in terms of variety identification. On this, it's a red cherry, crushed red candy, cedar and sandalwood, a bit of leather and tea notes, as well as pepper. And next, the flavor profile. Nicely done with the red cherry notes, pomegranate, black pepper, bay leaf, and cinnamon. Again, 91 points out of 100 points. I'll put more information on this producer down below. Be sure to visit if you're in the Dry Creek Valley area. Superbly nice to visit, slightly off the beaten path, but worth the visit. And the like button's down below, so please hit that button if you haven't done so already. And right up here is the subscribe button. And if you've hit that button, thank you very much. And if you haven't, please do me a favor and hit that button. The reason to do so is to see the latest videos that I'm producing. I have a dialogue on many social medias that I'm on that you might be on as well, such as Facebook, Twitter, I'm on Instagram, WordPress, and LinkedIn. Thank you for watching. Let's stay connected. Salute.